You might know him from Arena Bowl 2002.
Intercepted by Omar Smith.
Or possibly Arena Bowl 2003. Or maybe you recognize him from Arena Bowl 2004. With 3 consecutive AFL championships, the SaberCats defensive back Omar Smith is hard to miss. In the AFL's more than 20-year history, he's only the 7th player to nab 3 bowls in a row and the first since 1991, a mark that makes him one of the most respected players in the game.
He know the ins and outs and the things that you need to do to, be a champion. And, if you want to label him, that's one thing, as a champion.
His whole aspect and the experience of the game. I mean, to pretty much do something like that and also, do it 3 years in a row, that's unheard of.
The intelligence and tenacity Smith brings to the turf is inspiring, to say the least. But what's really inspiring is his journey to the AFL.
When I was little, on Sunday mornings, I used to put like a football uniform on just to sit and watch football games. So at an early age, everyone knew that that's something that was going to be influential in my life.
But Omar's mother thought something else should be a priority, so they made a deal.
My mom used to always say, if you want to play football, you got to have the grades. And as soon as your grades are high enough, I'm going to pull you out of football. So that was my motivation to do good in school.
His mind would become his weapon on the field.
When I was younger, I always had to use my head to even the playing field, because I wasn't the most athletic guy out there. I mean, I'm a pretty good athlete, but not the greatest athlete.
An accomplished high school player in Torrance, California, Smith's dreams of competing at the collegiate level would be hard to achieve. At just 5'7" and 150 pounds, his size was a problem.
One time, a recruiter from Idaho came down to the school. He comes, and then after, never showed up, never called, nothing. So I told him, what happened to the coach? He never showed up, and then from what he says, well, he thought thought you were bigger.
No offers came in, but Omar never lost sight of his dream.
I didn't really doubt my skills. I just doubted the fact that when is it going to happen? I wanted to go out of high school, but that option was closed for the most part.
But then the phone rang. A coach from San Jose State saw Omar's tape and invited him to be a walk-on. This was his opportunity.
In August of 1995, we packed up the car and just drove up there, never being to San Jose. But I was like, I'm here. This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go out here and try to do the best I can.
His best earned him a scholarship and his first start against USC and the 1996 #1 draft pick, Keyshawn Johnson. But before the game, he had to attend his grandfather's funeral.
It was an emotional roller coaster. I really didn't know how to control myself, and I broke down. And my dad said, hey, you're a man now, you got to deal with it. Just do the best you can, deal with this, and then once this is over, you got to get it out of your mind, because you got football to play. That's what you love to do.
Keyshawn didn't score that day, and Smith went on to have a great career with the Spartans. His 13 interceptions put him in the record books with the second most in school history. But when it came time for the NFL, this time the phone didn't ring.
No one said, okay, we're going to bring you in. I was really crushed, and I was probably the lowest point.
But even at his lowest, Smith continued to work out at a combine where Coach Darren Arbett noticed him. Now, entering his 8th season in the AFL, Smith credits his smarts for his long tenure in the league.
I try to get into the heads of the person who's calling the play to see what they want to do.
Never afraid to take on a receiver, Omar's teammates nicknamed him Automatic and add accountability to the long list of his strengths on the field.
I don't mind when his guy going in motion, because I know that 9 times out of 10, his man ain't gonna catch it.
Defense would go out, and he was like, we'll just, maybe score or something. He was like, all right, well, I'm gonna take it on my shoulders now. It's my turn, you know what I'm saying? So, you respect that. You got a guy that's gonna do whatever it takes to win a ball game.
But I'll take the ownership, and there ain't no blame goes nowhere except to me. So that's how I've been.
And that's why he's got 3 consecutive AFL championships.